In this video, we're going to talk about the top 3 mistakes that real estate investors make when they're trying to get business funding. If you're a real estate investor and you're tired of hearing like denied, or you're hearing not enough research, or you're hearing that you don't have the proper documentation, more than likely you're making one of these 3 mistakes. So go ahead and get you something to write with. I want to make sure that you jot these things down just so you don't make the same mistakes that other investors are making. Therefore, you're going to be able to get access to way more capital than they will. So let's take this to the board. Mistake number 1 is going to be applying too soon. When you're applying too soon for funding, most real estate investors don't realize that either your business isn't structured properly from the very beginning, and that doesn't mean like you can't get funding on day one. What that means is that you're not eligible because you haven't structured yourself correctly. Mistake number 2, no business structure. No business structure, meaning that you don't have your EIN, you don't have your LLC properly structured, and you don't have a personal business, like you're using your personal address for a business. No business structure means that you don't have your business properly together so that banks consider you what's called bankable. It looks like you're working out of your mom's basement more than likely. And that's okay if you are. You just don't want it to look like it to the bank. So what you want to do is make sure you have an LLC in your state. And it doesn't have to actually be in your state. It's whatever state you're choosing to operate your business in. So make sure you have a LLC that's in the state that you choose to operate a business in. Make sure that you have an EIN. Make sure that you have a business bank account. And let me write those things down for you. So you're going to want to make sure that you have an EIN, an LLC, biz bank account, and the proper NAICS code. So I'm going to talk about all 3 of these. And then mistake number 3 that a lot of investors make is they have bad industry codes. Oh, this thing corrected me. This is your NAIC code. All right, let's do a deep dive into these 3 things. Most investors don't get denied because they're unqualified. They get denied because they're uninformed. Each of these mistakes is costing investors anywhere from $50,000 to $250,000 per round of funding. That's a lot of money missing out on a deal. So when we're talking about applying too soon, this means that people are applying without knowing what lenders are actually looking for. It's kind of like going on a date and you don't know what type of person that your partner wants to meet. Also being uninformed by using things such as Credit Karma to let you know exactly what your lending status is. Credit Karma is a marketing app, so it's not in your best interest to look at things like Credit Karma when considering what your credit profile actually looks like. And another thing with applying too soon may be that your utilization is way too high. Lenders love to see utilization under around 30%. Sometimes you can get funded with around 40%, but that's only if you have higher limit credit cards already. No LLC, no EIN, no documentation to see exactly what your business is or who owns that business. All of this is going to equal to no funding. Just keep in mind, banks don't fund hustles, they fund structured businesses. Banks don't necessarily fund people to run businesses, they fund the actual business itself. And they get really granular, things like even using a Gmail address as your personal email or your work email. Your email should be something like info@yourbusiness.com, not some Gmail address that you made up. Think about it, you're asking the bank to give you tens of thousands of dollars and you're not willing to invest $8 to $12 per month just to make sure you have a personal email into your own business by making sure that you have a professional email address. That's a big mistake. One rule of thumb that I like to go by is if you don't look like a real business, the bank is going to treat you as a risk. So you're either a real business or you're a risk. There's no in between. And the last thing that I want to talk about is your NAICS code. Most investors don't even know what an NAICS code is. So therefore, they're applying for funding and they're not getting it because the banks see their business as risky even before they actually look at the documentation. High risk industries like real estate investing, they get flagged automatically. So this means that you're automatically high risk even before you step into the bank. So what that means is that when you're choosing the name of your business, you should choose something like consulting, enterprise, something else other than this is a real estate company or this is an investment company. You got to make sure that you have something that's going to be banking friendly. This is all your plan to make sure that your business is lender friendly and that you stay away from the high risk industries. So avoiding these mistakes can be the difference in between getting denied for $10,000 and approved for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Most investors don't need more money, they need better positioning. Get this right, you'll never have to stress about your next deal ever. Now, if this video saved you from making a $10,000 to $50,000 to $150,000 mistake of being declined for your next funding so that you can capture that next deal, make sure you go ahead and click the link below, set up a strategy session with my team. They're going to go over a customized funding plan for your business. This way, you know how to structure your business properly so that you can make sure that you get the maximum amount of funding. We look forward to seeing you at the bank.